Hello, 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 hello. I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes because YouTube always cuts off the very start of my lives and I'm a little bit early. But there we go. That's how I roll. I'm Connie. I am from Faff Designs. My business is called Faff Designs. And I am also a Dixie Belle brand ambassador. I'm live on the Dixie Belle YouTube channel. I have slicked my hair back today because it needs a wash. Although I'm not sure what that little creature's doing there, that little bit there. Anyway, we're not here to talk about hair, we're here to talk about paint. So, if you have been following along, also, can someone just let me know if you can hear me? Because you know what I'm like with mics. Never want to work. So, yes, there's a lot of always background noise when I go live. Always happens. Hi, Jackie. Hello. So, if you have been following along the instalments so far of the coffee table, you'll notice that this piece behind me is not a coffee table. You won't be seeing the coffee table today because we're working on the handles today. So the last time that I spoke about the coffee table, last time I did a little live, we did a wash all over the piece to kind of make it look a bit antique-y, a bit grungy. And I said that I had some card holder style handles that I was going to put on, but I wasn't sure if the colour was going to work because the handles were black, the piece is black. And I was like, oh, it'd be good if they were brass, might order some brass ones. And then somebody that was watching said, oh, thank you for letting me know you can hear. Thank you, Velma. One of the people that were watching were like, why don't you just paint your existing handles that you've already got? And I was like, oh, yeah. Oh. You know, painter, but not the brightest. So I was like, oh, yeah, I can just paint them, can't I? Like, so stupid. So I had some black handles. And it's the summer holidays here in the UK. So I have got a helper, not live today. They're not here. My kids aren't here. They've gone on a vintage train ride with my mum for Herbie's birthday because Herbie loves trains, as most 6-year-old boys do. So they're out at the moment. They might be back soon. So if you do hear dogs barking in the background, just ignore it. It's probably the kids coming home. Okay, so yesterday, Nancy did me a little job of slick sticking the handles. So what you could have done, these are the handles. So these were originally, they're cast iron and they're black. Did they have to earn their outing? No, it was a birthday present, so not this time, although they will be earning everything else. Nancy helped me paint this piece behind yesterday. We've given it a base coat of Terra in the colour Daffodil. Still learning all the names of Terra paint. So this piece will be featured on my YouTube channel this week. It's not going to stay yellow. It's going to be an ombre. And it's not going to be blue or green. So there you go. And also I've painted over the handles of that. Don't come for me in the comments about painting over handles. It's going to look fine when it's done. Fingers crossed. Anyway, these are the handles. They are metal, cast iron, and they were black. So yesterday, Nancy slick sticked them for me. Slick stick is, do I have it here? I do still have it here. So this is slick stick. It's got some nice runs down the pot. My pots are never clean and neat. They always look like this. This is actually quite good for me. So this is slick stick. For anybody that's new, that's watching or doesn't know, slick stick is an adhesion primer. So it's one of Dixie Belle's problem solving primers. You don't need to use it on everything. But what this does, it allows you to paint problem surfaces. So surfaces that normally paint can't grip onto. Paint needs a little bit of something to hold onto. So surfaces like plastic, laminate, glass and metal. Also, you can use this if you have a really shiny varnished piece that's heavily varnished, shiny. It might be kind of intricately carved. You might have a lot of detail on it and it's nigh impossible to sand it all down. You can use slick stick instead of sanding. So it's a problem solver. It's not something that you'd use on every piece, but it's there to help you get adhesion on surfaces that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. So that's an adhesion primer, and it's called Slick Stick. It comes in one colour, which is white, and it comes in different sizes. This is a 16-ounce size, but you can get a big old 32-ouncer. You can get a smaller, the 16. No, that's the 16. You can get the 8 ounce, which is a little sort of little pot. That's an 8-ounce size, so you can get one of those. And it's very easy to apply. You need to apply 2 coats. Sorry, there's a question. Hi, could you tell me if the handles are library pulls? You can call them library pulls. You can call them apothecary handles. You could call them catalogue handles, card holder handles. I don't know the official name. I've always called them card holder handles. Catalogue handles. Yeah, I like library. That sounds very sophisticated. Have I got paint on me? Yes. So where was I? Slick Stick. Slick Stick's very easy to apply. You can roll it. You can spray it. I don't spray, but I have seen people spray it. Roll it, spray it, brush it, or you can, like I did. So you can use a synthetic brush if you want a smooth finish with Slick Stick, or I use one of these. Nancy used a natural bristle brush, so she used a premium chip brush, and I just got her to stipple the Slick Stick on. I find it stippling over very glossy metal surfaces and glass covers slightly better. It tends to not kind of move about all over the surface. So I didn't stipple it. Nancy stippled this on, and first coat dry after a couple of hours. Second coat, you've got to allow it to dry for 24 hours. There's a reason for that. And the reason is it's a water-based product. So it cleans up with warm water and a bit of scrubby soap I normally use on a brush. If you obviously apply this and then just wait an hour and then go in with your paint, what you can do, because this is a water-based product, you can reactivate the product and basically it won't do its job. So if you've ever used Slick Stick and not waited 24 hours, you might have got away with it, but 24 hours is the advice that's issued, and that just means that the product is going to be really, really dry on your surface, and it will basically not sort of be reactivated when you add your paint or your product on top. So these were done yesterday, and what I could have done is gone straight over the bare metal with Gilding wax. Gilding wax comes in little pots, it's permanent and it's oil based. So that is brilliant for kind of updating hinges, hardware, anything like that. And you can go straight over the top of metal with it. You don't need to really do anything with it at all. But it is obviously quite metallic. There's loads of different colours. There's gold, copper, zinc, silver, loads and loads of different colours. Green with envy over my green nail polish. It's neon green. It's really, really bright. It's actually brighter in life than it is on camera. I found a range of neon nail polishes and I'm obsessed. I got all the colours. I've got a yellow, I've got an orange, I've got a pink, and I've got a green. So yeah, I love a bit of neon. Anyway, where was I? Oh, I could have gone straight in with the Gilding waxes. So that would probably be ordinarily most people's first choice if they're updating handles or want to change the colour or kind of want to give them a bit of a sparkle. But because of the style of the coffee table, I don't really want to make them too blingy because it just won't work. So I'm going to use a different technique, a couple of different products, and I'll just show you a different way of making handles a different colour. So Slick Stick has been the base coat. So that's the primer. That's going to mean the next thing that I add on isn't going to slip all over the place and it's going to grip. Those colours are terrific. See what you did there? The colour behind, yellow. It's lovely, isn't it? I can't wait. I've just done a second coat of this yellow behind. I'm actually going to do an ombre effect on this. So if you watched my YouTube video last week, you'll know that Terra Paint layers really well. So you can layer it on the top of one another and kind of get a really beautiful boho finish. Hi Terry, hello. It's 6 a.m. in California. Crikey, that's early. Thank you for tuning in. So you'll know from watching my video, if you did watch my video last week. If not, you can hop over to my YouTube channel. It's called Faff Designs. I did a video last week of a vintage blanket box where we went for a really bohemian, drippy, kind of lots and lots of different colours. I think there was 7 different colours in total of terra paint. It was a bit drippy, used a raised stencil. So we know it layers really well, but I'm going to show this week how you can blend it as well. So I'm going to do a 2-colour blend on this piece, but yellow is going to be the base coat because this was previously painted and it didn't sell and it was painted in black. So I've gone over the top of it in yellow because why not? So that'll be this week on my YouTube channel. Usually I publish my videos on a Sunday, usually, but it's the summer holiday, so anything goes. Anything could happen between now and Sunday. You never know. You never know with these kids. Hi Jan, hello. Okay, so back to the handles, because that's what we're here for. Stop talking about this, talking about the handles. This is 2 coats of slick stick, and this is kind of what I've been playing around with. So I obviously want these to kind of look a little bit old. I don't want them to look brand new because that's not the vibe of the coffee table. The coffee table's industrial and sort of a bit battered, and yeah, we're gonna play on the fact that it had a little bit damaged. So we're going industrial kind of vibe with it. So this is 1 coat of the first coat of what I have basically done so far. There is a little bit of white that I've missed there, the primer, but that's why we're going to do a 2nd coat. So I'm just showing you a close-up because you can see that there is a little bit of a metallic-y edge to it. Does anybody want to have a little guess about the products that I used on here? So there is a bit of a metallic-y sort of element to it, but it's not shiny, it's not blingy, it doesn't look brand new. I don't want these to look new. I want them to look a bit old and tired. Like I say, you can still see the primer through here. We're going dark colours over a white primer, so it's going to take a couple of coats to cover, but I just thought I'd show you coat number 1. Is anybody going to guess what I've used? No. Okay, moving swiftly on. So I'll tell you what I've used. I've got coffee bean here, which is full to the brim. I can't even tip that. It's full. Coffee bean is the darkest brown in the chalk mineral paint range. It's a really rich, deep brown. And I also used this. Now, these don't come out to play very often. It's patina paint in the colour bronze. So patina paint is a range from Dixie Belle, which is actually designed to be used. You can use it on its own, just as it is a metallic paint. It covers phenomenally well. It's water-based, really easy, clean down. You know, it's not like a thick oil-based paint or anything. It's water-based paint, but it has little bits of actual metal in it. So what this is actually designed to be used with is a spray. I don't know if you've ever seen the patina range in use. Loads of the other brand ambassadors have used it. Shayna from the Flip Piece has recently done an apothecary cabinet where she used it on handles. I know Jodie's used it, and obviously the brand ambassadors in America have used it as well. I haven't used it an awful lot because we couldn't get the activator sprays over in the UK for a while. And it's just not a look that I do a lot of. I just don't do like the whole kind of patina-y look. It looks really good on the right piece. But it's just not something that I dabble with an awful lot. Although it is incredibly fun. I did do a vase actually, but it's right up there on the top shelf and I'm not getting it down because I'm bound to fall, aren't I? So this is the patina paint. And what happens is you paint a base coat on. Usually if you want to make it sort of rusty or whatever, you paint a base coat on, you paint your paint, 2 coats of this, and then you spray, before this has dried, you spray your activator and it rusts the paint. It actually physically rusts in front of you in front of your eyes. And there's a couple of different colours in this range. Depending on the spray that you use, you can get like a copper patina, you can get a rust, loads and loads of cool effects you can get with this. I'm not going to use that spray activator with this. I just want to use a little bit of that metallic paint to kind of give a metallic-y hue to my handles. So it's so easy. It's so easy. And I might even go in with some gilding wax around maybe the edges or something. I don't know. I don't know yet. But this is just a different way of making handles a different colour. So these originally started out with black, 2 coats of slick stick, and then all I'm going to do is grab a premium chip brush and I'm going to stipple on coffee bean. This chip brush has dried a bit. I'll let it dry. I'll let the bristles dry out a bit in between the first handle that I painted and going live. And now look at my nail varnish. Ruined. Story of my life. Story of my life. So I'm just making sure the coffee bean is covering. I'm going to do 2 coats, like I say, because we're going over a white primer. Whenever you cover like one extreme to the other, so if you're going from white to dark, or if you're going from dark to a bright white, it's always going to take a couple of covers a couple of coats to cover. Get my words out. You can tell it's summer holidays, can't you? The kids have driven me to wine already. Day 3. And they drove me to wine. There's a fly. Hello. Or is it a wasp? Don't know. It's a wasp. Please remove yourself from the workshop. Thank you. Okay, so just built up coverage on there. It looks pretty cool as it is, to be fair. It kind of looks a bit old, but there's no metallic obviously in this. And then all I'm going to do is wine. No H. No W-H-I-N-E. Wine. W-I-N-E. The sort that you make with grapes. Yeah. They're just very excitable. They're very excitable. We're going on holiday. Not yet. We're going in like 2 weeks. Herbie had his birthday yesterday and it's just been full on. It's just been a full on 3 days. Anyway, coffee bean. Just before the coffee bean's dry, I've dabbed the same brush into my patina paint, which is this one. I'm using bronze, so that one's another full tub as well. Just dip the bristles in, just right at the end. Can you see? Hardly any product on it at all. And then I'm just going to lightly kind of mix it into the coffee bean. So the patina range, you can mix it in with the chalk mineral paint. There's a little bit more metallic paint on here than the first handle, but that's okay. I'll just take the excess off my brush and go back in with the coffee bean. Just because I don't want it too metallic. I just don't want that kind of new look to these handles. Make sure I get it all in the corners and around the edges. Also under there, attention to detail. Just make sure that bit's done under there. So it's kind of got a metallic-y element to it, but we've mixed it with coffee bean so that it's just kind of knocked it down a bit. And that texture just kind of makes it look aged. So that's why I got Nancy to stipple the slick stick on, just to hold a bit of texture. And I'm also stippling the paint on. I'm not going to add any texture additive. I'm not going to add any sea spray or anything to this because I don't want like big lumps or clumps. I just want a little bit of texture. Because what I might do is maybe glaze it with black or add a bit of black paint or something, and then maybe just rub a little bit of gilding wax over the top, just to add like a bit of dimension so that it's not one flat colour, so that it kind of works with the rest of the piece. The coffee table is really tonal, it's got a lot going on. Just to plonk some plain handles on would be, it's don't know, kind of wouldn't work. So can you see? I'm just doing a little bit of a close-up so you can see. I'm just waiting for my camera to focus. Is it going to focus? So hopefully that will turn out okay. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to do the second coat on this. I'm going to build up the coverage on this one, and then hopefully we won't need any more coats after 2. So 2 coats should do it. So I'll use pretty much what's on my brush already, because there was quite a lot of product on there. Again, just kind of stipple it over. Now I do need a little bit of coffee bean. Stipple it all over. Underneath. So it looks a little bit crusty and rusty already. Tiny little dab. Take the excess off. Tiny little dab on my brush of the patina paint, and just kind of get them to mix together. It actually makes a really pretty colour. A piece done in this effect, a whole entire piece done in this effect, would look phenomenal on the right piece. Mental note for later. Hi Cindy, hello, thanks for tuning in. Just making sure I've got all of the nooks and crannies. There we go. So that's covered really well in 2 coats. 2 coats. Can you see? It's trying to focus on my face, I think. It looks a bit like rusty metal, but not rusty. I don't want rust. I just want a little bit of grunge. So 3 products. Slick stick to obviously make the paint stick in the first place. Coffee bean and patina paint. So you can get a cool effect. You don't have to use gilding wax if you don't want to. Gilding wax would have done it without having to prime or anything. So it would have been a shorter way to get there. But it also probably would have looked a little bit too new. So these are the handles that are going to go on my coffee table. The coffee table has been a work in progress that I have done over a series of lives on this channel, on the Dixie Belle YouTube channel, and over on my own YouTube channel, which you can find me, Faff Designs. If you type in Faff Designs, you can find me there. So if you want to catch on the progress of how that coffee table started out and how it ended, it didn't start out how I anticipated. It didn't end how I anticipated. I was just going to do a really simple finish with it, but it didn't work. So we went for something a little bit more rustic and industrial, because we embraced what we had, and what we had was some damage. So we kind of went with it. So hopefully, I reckon one more live and she'll be done. She'll be I say she, it's clearly a he. It's clearly a he because of how difficult it's been. The coffee table will be done. I am going to finish the handles. I'm liking those as they are. I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything else to them. I really like that effect. It's just a little bit more sort of muted and sort of subtle than the gilding wax. The gilding wax, like I say, is very shiny. It's a very shiny metallic product. Perfect for updating hinges and hardware if you want to give a really pretty metallic sparkle. I did not want too much metallic on this. I wanted a bit of grunge. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So that's that. And that was just basically come from there, which is the primed handles. They actually started out black. You can see on the back. A nice neat back, but that doesn't matter because no one's going to see it. So they started out like black, cast iron, primed, 2 coats of slick stick, and then a little bit of coffee bean, which is the dark brown chalk mineral paint that I used. Little tiny dab of patina paint in bronze added in to the mix. So those 2 products kind of just stippled together, not actually mixed in a pot, just stippled on sort of at the same time, which has given me a kind of a, yeah, I love it. It's got a bit of a sheen, a bit of a metallic, but we're not crazy. We're not crazy shiny. We're not brand new. I like it. I'm a big fan. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to look beauts. So, I think I'll be able to get this done on my next live. Whether I'll be able to finish it this week or not, I don't know, because I've got this piece. I've also got a piece here, which is a commission, which I'm not filming for YouTube because it is an identical finish to one that I did a few weeks ago. So that would be pretty pointless, wouldn't it, to just film exactly the same finish as I've already done. So I'm kind of doing that on the side in between other work, so which I don't normally do. I normally just film the one piece for my YouTube channel and that's it. But I'm doing this alongside for a lovely returning customer that's just moving house and she wants a piece for a new home. So don't know when I'll get the coffee table done, but I will be live on my YouTube channel this week at some point. I don't know when. Everything's a little bit up in the air with the kids being, look at the state of that now. Oh, my neon polish has just been, it's been grunged. You know when you've been grunged. Yeah, everything's a little bit up in the air with the kids being off from school at the moment. So I kind of just, you know what I'm like. I just roll with it. I just go with the flow. But the good thing about all of the YouTube replays from lives or whatever is I can put them in a playlist. So it makes it a lot easier to find than doing lives on, say, the Dixie Belle Facebook page or my own Facebook page or even Instagram. Sometimes they're like, oh, hard to find. Under the playlists on my YouTube channel, you can just find them all under the playlist. So it'll make it a little bit easier to watch on replay. So I will be live, like I say, on my own YouTube channel this week at some point where hopefully I'll be top coating that coffee table, which is right over there, out of the way. So make sure you are subscribed to the Dixie Belle YouTube channel and make sure you are also subscribed to my YouTube channel and ring the notification bell because that will alert you to new videos and also for when I'll go live. And I'll be back next week here for my final live for a fortnight because we go on holiday for a couple of weeks. So next week will be, I don't know what I'm going to do because I think I'll be done with the coffee table. So whatever I do next week, I'm probably just going to do a really short video, as in not make it kind of carry on. I might do like a small home decor piece or a vase or something small that I can get done in one live so that it's not continuing on for the next kind of couple of months or so when I'm away. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Anyway, I will be back here same time next week with something different. Hopefully send me positive vibes that I can get this coffee table done, because if I bang my shin on it one more time, I will burn it. And it is in my way. So that's all from me. And thank you for joining me early this morning. I know it's really early for a lot of you. It's not for you, Jackie. But thanks for joining anyway. You're in the UK, so it's not early for you at all, is it? And yeah, I'm thinking the kiddos are going to be back any minute now, so I'm going to go before it's chaos and noise and destruction. Thanks for joining. See you next week. Bye.